Hey y'all, welcome back to the DIY Entrepreneurs Reaction Show. I'm so glad you decided to tune in with me today. Go ahead and hit that like button and become a subscriber to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. I would really appreciate that. Today we're going to be reacting to another Shark Tank pitch from a more recent episode, so let's check it out.
Next in the tank is a company that caters to an underserved market.
Hi Sharks, my name is Erica. I'm from Iowa City, Iowa, and I'm here seeking $100,000 for 6% in my company, No Limits.
Okay,
Sharks,
Iowa.
did you know there are 14 million people who struggle with daily living activities such as dressing themselves due to a disability? But there just aren't that many options out there. So I created No Limits, an adaptive clothing brand with the mission of increasing comfort, confidence, and independence in those who struggle with clothing due to a disability. We started with pants for amputees. They feature hidden zippers.
Oh, wow.
To make it easier to dress and undress, as well as make prosthetic adjustments throughout the day. We put in reinforced patches to stand up to the carbon fiber parts and mechanical needs from prosthetics. And we specially shaped them to fit around the extra bulk of a prosthetic socket.
Such a smart.
That's right, Sharks. I don't put my pants on just like everybody else. I was in an accident in 2018 and lost my leg. Suddenly, I wasn't able to wear what everyone else was wearing. My prosthetic was bulky, tearing holes in my clothes, and I had to completely undress anytime I needed to make a prosthetic adjustment. And I wasn't alone. As we were building, people with a variety of physical challenges were reaching out to us, so we decided to add sensory and wheelchair product lines to our collection. So Sharks, are you ready to help everyone live life with no limits?
I love it already, y'all.
You took a negative and you turned it into such a positive. So tell us about what's up here.
So we have our pants for amputees, which are denim right now. There are some sneak peeks of joggers.
Denim?
Yes.
And we got excited.
Just for you.
Wow. She got really excited about denim.
And
You said the magic word.
Emma, you actually have a sample of our wheelchair pants. So what those are, we have a seamless back with no pockets. They have zippers on the side, so it's easier to dress while laying down. And they have the reinforced patches. You'll notice the zipper, it starts on the ankle.
Patches?
So most prosthetics are made out of carbon fiber, and the socket sits right at the knee.
Got it.
So when people are walking around, it wears holes in their pants really quickly.
Got it. Holes that we don't want.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Not the distressing.
This is a very smart product. I'm taken back because I'm surprised that no one made this yet. Like with the challenges that she's describing, you had to know the people that's in wheelchairs who are not able to dress themselves and stuff like that. This has been a common problem, right? You would think. But then she said she had an accident in 2018. It's just 4 years later, and she now has a clothing line. And I don't know, I've never heard of any other clothing line specific to, people who can't dress themselves. But I would just think this would have had to be done before. But I like the solution that she gave to this, and it came out of her own disability, out of her own ability, we should say. And so, man, I really like this.
Also, you have a sample of our sensory collection. We developed a special material that's non-aggravating to those with sensory processing disorder. It's knit, non-irritating. It has a cool touch feel.
And where are you manufacturing right
I don't
now?
know what that
Bangladesh.
is.
Erica, how big is this
Out the
market?
country.
Like, can you build a sustainable
It's gotta be
business
pretty.
at scale for this?
Absolutely.
Building that scale.
The U.S. total addressable market is $2.6 billion.
You know, it's a huge market. I've done a little bit of work in this. So earlier this year,
Okay, Emma.
Skims were Team USA's Olympic sponsor. And we also sponsor the Paralympics, which is actually my favourite part of the Games. So we've actually looked quite a lot into accessibility, specifically for underwear and shapewear. So what I
Great
really want to understand
partner.
is more about the technical aspect of what you're doing differently and what sets you apart. Because there's a
technical.
ton of competition, right?
Actually, not a lot
Not
in the
much?
adaptive space.
Really?
And it is easier to obtain IP on adaptive clothing because it serves a functional purpose. So we're drafting a patent right now for the zipper on the inseam of the pant all the way halfway up the thigh.
I love it, but lots of jeans have zippers? Like what's different about your zipper?
The construction that it's hidden, just because it's adaptive doesn't mean it has to look adaptive.
Got it. And do you think you'll get that patent?
Yes. Our patent attorney was a former patent attorney for Nike.
And what did the jeans cost?
I like her.
So we have an $18 cost of goods sold landed in our distribution center in St. Louis. We sell them for $70.
70.
Wow,
Yes.
that's a great
Emma,
margin.
what's that as a price point for a jean?
Oh, that's very good. It's
It is.
middle of the market. It's not like, it's certainly not premium. It's perfect.
How are you reaching your customer? How do they know you're out there?
So right now we have a $14 customer acquisition cost on Facebook. Our digital ad spend is doing really well because people share it and tag people that they know who could use it. But actually the method I'm really excited about to launch is tapping into healthcare systems, clinics, people who are interfacing with these people all day and every day.
Girl.
Over 80% of people who struggle with clothing due to a disability, the first or second person they ask is actually their healthcare provider.
That's a great idea. Tell me a little bit more about you, though.
Yeah, so I was studying during my accident. I was on an internship in Colorado, and I got my dream job offer, which was to be a plutonium chemist at Los Alamos National Lab.
wow.
Really?
Yeah.
What made you want to be a plutonium chemist?
I just fell in love with it. It was cool because it had applications on the Mars rover. I loved the idea of discovering something new. And then when I was in my accident, I was no longer able to work in the lab because it was dangerous. I was on crutches for a really long time. And so I started altering clothes, and then it just snowballed.
That's great.
I mean, apart from the obvious, how has the accident really changed your life?
I mean, it opened my eyes to things that I never would have experienced before.
She lost a leg.
I obviously would not want to go through that pain again, but I felt like this is my purpose.
Yeah,
and
it's
if
your
I can
calling.
make this mean something, then it was something that happened to me for a reason.
I think the hallmark of our business is that we talk about never having to sacrifice style for the sake of inclusivity. So if you are in the plus size spectrum, or if you're a shorter woman or a taller woman, you don't want to have to make sacrifices. And so I think more optionality everywhere in the market is needed, and that's what I'm talking
Well,
about.
partner,
in this
give her a deal.
accessibility market. It's huge.
She
So
only
for
want
me, this
100
is
mil.
Incredible. But back to the sales. Give us the numbers. What are you selling at the moment?
Yeah, so I did $26,000 on my sewing machine, and then I pre-sold $41,000 in the pants for amputees, and that's the only thing that we've put to market so far.
And is that pre-sold to
Just
individuals
starting.
online or to...
Half was to individuals, and then half was our purchase order on the behalf of the VA. For $500,
So
500
you might be
units
able-
as a phase one, with a letter of intent for a phase two for $100,000 in the state of Minnesota and to scale nationally.
Oh, congratulations.
goodness.
How did you get into the VA?
They reached out to us.
Yeah.
They reached out to you?
Fabulous.
Yes.
Erica, you are exactly the type of person that I like to invest in.
I'm so
You've got
glad.
the product, you've figured it out, you've got purchase orders. This is an absolute no-brainer. Mark, do you want to come in on this?
Yeah, I'd love to
Let's
come
do
in.
it together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I am very
because of
happy
money?
with the 100K. You asked for 100K for 6%.
6%
12%.
for
Can you
both.
make it 12%? And you get Mark and me?
Would you do 100K for 10%?
All right, still counter. 5% each.
I like that she's negotiating. Give him 10%. Yes. You got a deal. Deal.
I love it. That was quick and good.
That was perfect.
I'm happy for her. I'm so happy for her, and I love the thought that she put behind it. You know, I love when we're able to take our life experiences and make that for good with a product or a business. We're helping other people. I just love stuff like that. But anyway, she came into the tank, won $100,000 for, and I said 100 mil before, I think. But she came into the tank, won $100,000 for 6% for one shark. 6%. She ended up getting 2 sharks for less than what she was, for each person. So she, Emma got 5%, Mark got 5%. So she ended up giving out 10% of her company to 2 great partners. You got Emma, who's already in jeans and clothing where anyway, she's already in that space. And as she said, she's done some things already with people with disabilities for the Olympics. And then you got the billionaire, of course, Mark, who's able to back it back with purchase orders, with more funding if needed. I really do hope that this partnership proves to be very profitable for her and them. I'm so glad she was able to get a deal. She came in knowing her numbers. She knew how much it cost for her to do her marketing for every purchase she received. She know it took $14 in order to get that, and then her landed cost was $18. So she was still winning, and she marked it up $70. And so I'm glad that she is getting some mentorship. She's going to be able to get some mentorship from Emma. I think that's going to be the partnership that really proves to work out in her favor. Just with Emma, with her go-getting spirit, and she's already in that space. Great partnership. I really do hope it works out for them. But thank you guys so much for sticking around and tuning in until the end. I really do appreciate that. Make sure you hit that like button and become a subscriber if you like this content. And make sure you check us out for the next ones.
No, thank you.
You're such a sweetheart. Don't cry. That's all right. Well done. You nailed it. The product's amazing. You're going to do a great job.
Thank you so much.
Good job, Erica.
You're going to kill
Thank
it.
you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So cute.
It's just been a really hard road to get here. Now I feel like everything's gonna be okay. There are very few moments that you can point to and say, my life changed then, but like this is absolutely going to be one of them.
I mean, you talk about capitalism to have impact, right? Just
that's
doing
it.
it for the right reason.
Emma, you could not be a more perfect partner for
Oh
her.
no, we're going to make really
Yes.
cute jeans.
I love
partner.
it.
Done.